Having realised they left out the variant everyone wanted in the Destiny of the Daleks History of the Daleks set in 2022, Character have released this brand new online exclusive set to cash in on it. Much like with the other online exclusive set, this one isn't vacuum sealed. At the top you get the Doctor Who logo, and at the bottom you get the little image of the TARDIS telling you what's in the set and what era it's from. You get the title of the set and that it's the Character online exclusive, and I've mentioned before, the label saying the online exclusive just looks so much better than the one they had before. The ages 5+ and the character options logo. At the top you get the same information again, and at the sides it's Doctor Who logos again and the title, and at the back you get this nice write up and an image of the figures, and also at the bottom it's just your standard barcode. This set also includes a diorama which has some nice features like muddy footprints on the floor, Magellan blasters hanging up, images of a Dalek, and also a massive one of Davros on the screen, which makes for a nice display piece for the figures. Taking a look at the Movellans first, much like the Fugitive Doctor and Sith Doctor figure from the B&M set last year, they moulded the plastic in the skin tone, which brings out a lot more detail, and I think it looks really good here. At the ends of the hair there are these silver beads which look really nice. I believe I read that this figure has over 10 new parts, I think, so it's clear they've put in a fair amount of money into this set. And with the tunics, I think it's entirely new. The little belt they have where you can clip on the blaster fairly easily. It's just holding it in their hands, which is a fair bit harder. I believe for the top half of their legs, they've reused something from the Clara and Osrin figures, which you wouldn't really be able to tell, so it's a good reuse of that. But with the boot piece, you can't move it, and this figure's got a fair amount of articulation as it is, so I don't really think it's that big of a deal. And also at the bottom of the boots, it's all grubby. Articulation wise, the head can move from side to side, but it's hindered by the hairpiece. It features ball jointed elbows, 360-degree articulation at the arm, and pinless joints for the elbows, which I feel doesn't include much for articulation for it, and a 360 at the wrist. The waist can turn, probably could do full 360, but I wouldn't advise it given the tunic piece. The legs can kick out, so it can do the splits if you so wish. There's a 360-degree articulation at the thigh and a bend at the knee, and because of the boot piece there's no articulation there. Next is the Bomber Dalek, which I'm really happy to have in the collection after missing out on the original and not wanting to fork out double the price of this set alone for. The pupil on it, I've seen a couple people's have been printed on dodgily, but my one looks fine. The dome lights, I don't know if they're accurate, and to be honest, I really do not care. And I've seen a couple complaints that it doesn't have the elevated neck bin, which they started doing last year, but again, I don't care. And then the midsection oval has been painted black, and the colour of the bombs is slightly different, as well as the placements along the midsection. On the spheres on the skirt, it's got a slightly glossy finish to it, and the base is pretty battered, much like the History of the Daleks figures, which, I'm going to be honest, I'm not really a fan of. It's got your bog standard Dalek articulation with the dome head doing the full 360, but it's a tiny bit stiff on this one. Eye stalk can bob up and down, but I didn't want to do it all the way in case it bends. And the gun stick and plunger can move about, and of course it's got your standard moving about, pull back and go sort of thing, so you can chase around your enemy shouting "Exterminator!" Overall, I think this is a solid set. It's got a release of a Dalek variant a lot of people have been after for ages, and the Movellans are a nice inclusion. Sure, might not be something people may have wanted, and 40 quid for it, you may want to give it a miss, but I think it's decent. The price, yeah, but I guess it includes postage costs, so it's fair enough. And with the price of the stuff and other collectibles, it's not too bad, I don't think. But it seems Character treating us this year, the Fugitive Doctor set in January and now this, and with the 15th Doctor and Ruby and the leaked B&M set titles on the way. I think it's looking fairly up for Character so far this year, so we shall see what the next few months bring. So thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.